ఎలా ఉన్నారు? బాగున్నారా? జ్వరం తగ్గిందా? హరే కృష్ణ.
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ, ధన్యవాద్ ప్రణామ్.
ఏంటి పలకట్లేదు? ఏంటి మాతాజీ?
నాతో మాట్లాడుతున్నాను ఫోన్ లో, ఆయన ఇప్పుడే పెట్టారు.
ఎలా ఉన్నారు ప్రభు? బాగున్నారా
ప్రభుజీ?
ప్రభుజీ బాగున్నారా?
హరే కృష్ణ ప్రభుజీ, ధన్యవాద్ ప్రణామ్. బాగున్నాం ప్రభు.
ప్రభు మీ పేరు మహాభావ ప్రభుయేనా? మహానిధి
ప్రభుజీ?
మీ పేరు మహాభావ ప్రభుయే కదా?
మహావదన్యాయ చైతన్య దాస్ ప్రభు.
మహావదన్యాయ. మాతాజీ ఎలా ఉన్నారు మీరు?
తగ్గింది ప్రభు, జ్వరం తగ్గింది, నీరసమే ఉంది.
కరోనా వచ్చినట్టుంది మీకు కూడా? ఒమిక్రాన్.
మేము కూడా ఇప్పుడు కరోనాలో ఉన్నామండి. కరోనా
మీకు కూడా హెల్త్ బాలేదా?
5 days బ్యాక్.
మొత్తం ఆంధ్ర ఒక రౌండ్ వేసినట్టుంది ఇప్పుడు.
అవునవును, ఈ ఒమిక్రాన్ యాక్చువల్లీ ఇట్ ఈస్ టచింగ్ ఎవ్రీవన్. అందరినీ టచ్ చేస్తుంది ఇప్పుడు వచ్చి. బట్ ఇట్ ఇస్ నాట్ సివియర్.
నన్ను 2 సార్లు టచ్ చేసింది, ఇప్పుడు మళ్ళీ 3వ సారి వెయిటింగ్. ఎప్పుడు చూస్తున్నా నేను. కనీసం 5 రోజులు సెలవులు వస్తాయి నాకు అప్పుడు.
అలా అనుకోకండి, మామూలుగా సెలవు తీసుకొని కండి, ఈ బాధలతో వద్దు ప్రభుజీ.
ఏమైంది? బానే ఉంటుంది, పడుకొని హ్యాపీగా ఏం ఆలోచించుకొని నిద్రపోవచ్చు.
అదే నిజమే.
మాతాజీ, మాతాజీ హరే కృష్ణ. మీరు ఎక్కడి నుంచి మాతాజీ?
రాజమండ్రి.
రాజమండ్రి? మాది కాకినాడే,
పక్కనే, మీకు దగ్గరే.
అవునవునవునవును.
వీళ్ళెవరు? లెగసీ క్లబ్ అని. హూ ఇస్ దిస్ లెగసీ క్లబ్? అచ్చా అచ్చా, ఓకే. ఓం అజ్ఞానతిమిరాంధస్య జ్ఞానాంజనశలాకయా చక్షురున్మిలితం యేన తస్మై శ్రీ గురవే నమః. శ్రీచైతన్యమనోభీష్టం స్థాపితం యేన భూతలే స్వయం రూప కదా మహ్యం దదాతి స్వపదాంతికం. వందేహం శ్రీగురో శ్రీయుతపదకమలం శ్రీగురూన్ వైష్ణవాంశ్చ శ్రీరూపం సాగ్రజాతం సగణ రఘునాథాన్వితం తం సజీవం సాద్వైతం సావధూతం పరిజన సహితం కృష్ణ చైతన్య దేవం శ్రీరాధా కృష్ణపాదాన్ సహగణ లలితా శ్రీ విశాఖాన్వితాంశ్చ. హే కృష్ణ కరుణా సింధో దీనబంధో జగత్పతే గోపేశ గోపికా కాంత రాధా కాంత నమోస్తుతే. తప్త కాంచన గౌరాంగి రాధే వృందావనేశ్వరి ప్రణమా వృషభానుసుతే దేవి ప్రణమామి నమోస్తుతే. వాంఛా కల్పతరుభ్యశ్చ కృపా సింధుభ్యో చ పతితానాం పావనేభ్యో వైష్ణవేభ్యో నమో నమః. నమో విష్ణుపాదాయ కృష్ణప్రేష్ఠాయ భూతలే శ్రీమతే భక్తివేదాంత స్వామిన్నితి నామినే. నమస్తే సారస్వతి దేవే గౌరవాణి ప్రచారిణే నిర్విశేష శూన్యవాది పాశ్చాత్య దేశతారిణే. జయ శ్రీకృష్ణ చైతన్య ప్రభు నిత్యానంద శ్రీ అద్వైత గదాధర శివాసాది గౌరభక్త వృంద. హరే కృష్ణ 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 హరే హరే, హరే రామ 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 హరే హరే. హరే కృష్ణ. So today we'll be discussing the Nishta stage. So previous class we just started the Nishta. So what is the Nishta stage? So Nishta stage which is coming after the Anartha. So why we are considering Nishta is after Anartha. What is the philosophical, that means what is the sastric supporting statement? So that is Ashtapraya Shabadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavad Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So we are seeing in the before to that Srinvatam Swakatam Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Pridyantasto Bhadrani Vidunoti Suhrut Satam. So based upon this sloka, we are understanding if Shrunvatam Swakatam Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. That means if one start hearing the Krishna's so transcendental names, so are the transcendental pastimes of the Krishna, then what will happen? Shrunvatam Swakatam Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Pridyantasto Bhadrani Vidunoti Suhrut Satam. So Krishna is entering into the heart of that person and is cleaning all the so different Avadrani. Avadrani means different kinds of the material contamination. So this is the that means first Shravanam, that is nothing but Bhajana Kriya. After that, so destruction of the Abhadrani. So kleshas. This is happening. So that's why from this we are understanding that. So after Bhajana Kriya, there is purification. So cleansing of the heart will happen. So, and after that, what we are seeing, so Nashta Prayeshu, that means when these kleshas so are destroyed at maximum portion, Nashta Prayeshu means at maximum portion, then what will happen? Nashta Prayeshu Vadrani Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So Bhagavat Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. So by continuing the process of that devotion, so then what will happen? So Nishta will come. So that's why Bhajana Kriya and Nishta in between, what is the purification of the heart is there. So that is the mentioning, that is mentioned there. That is nothing but the Anardhanivritti. So that's why we are following the same sequence explained by Sutta Goswami in Srimad Bhagavatam. So Bhajana Kriya is explained, and then after that Anardhanivritti, and next so Nishta. This is the place where so we are confirming the Nishta stage is the one of the stage in the case of the practitioners. Now further we will be continuing our okay Chaturja Ushti, fourth shower of Amrita Vrishti, shower of nectar, fourth shower of nectar. So this is the thing we are going to discuss today. So we have another 6 days, and yes, total we have 6 classes maximum can get, and 30% so syllabus is there, almost all. So we'll try to finish, and we'll take the questions after infrequent in proper intervals. After half an hour I will take. So now 2:20. So after so better we will follow some system. At so 8:50 I will take. At 8:50 I will take the questions. Then after that we'll discuss for 10 minutes questions. Then after that once again we'll study. So like that efficiently we can use, and after covering the today's syllabus, so we can have the many some good amount of time we can give for the once again for questions. So I'm just trying to make it more little formal in the ending, because I need to finish the syllabus also. That's why it's only the thing, otherwise nothing. Of course, the discussion I also like, but so we'll try to finish also the syllabus. Both are important. So Nishta. So Naischalyam Utpanna Yasyahi Nishtita. Naischalyam Bhaktehe Pratyaham Viditsam Api Anadha Dashayam Laya Vikshepa Pratipatti Kashaya Rasaswadhana Kashaya Rasaswadhanam Panchanam Antariyanam Durvaratvat Nasiddhamasit. Actually, Nishtha means Nishtha is nothing but the steadiness. So steadiness of bhakti, bhajan. That means here bhajana kriya is two types, anishtita or nishtita. We already discussed anishtita, which is having the once again 6 stages. So now nishtita bhajana kriya. So bhajana kriya is nishtita means what? So it is nothing but nishtita means nishtha means stable. That only naischalyam. So in here the synonym is given. What is the meaning of nishtha? Naischalyam. So that means so whose naischalyam? Bhajana kriyas naischalyam. That means naischalyam means what? Steadiness. Steadiness of bhajana kriya is known as nishtha. Yeah. That means nishtita bhajana kriya. So what we say? We say bhajana kriya as a nishtita bhajana kriya. That means nishtita. That means the one who achieved the stability. The one that means who has stability. Who is that? Bhajana kriya. So that's the one who has stability is known as nishtita. Nishtha means stability, and the one who is having stability is known as nishtita. Nishtha and nishtita, what is the difference? Nishtha means stability, and having stability is known as the one who is having stability is known as nishtita. So then nishtita is becoming who? Bhajana kriya. Bhajana kriya is nishtita. Okay, nishtita bhajana kriya. Okay, naischalya bhaktehe pratyaham viditsitam api anartha dashayam laya vikshepa pratipatti kashaya rasaswadanam panchanam antariyanam duratvat na siddhamasit. So in the anartha nivritti stage, bhajana kriya nishtha kyo nahi? Oh, sorry. In the anartha nivritti stage, why bhajana kriya is not stable in anartha nivritti stage? Because of the presence of the 5 things. Because of presence of these 5 things, in anartha nivritti, bhajana kriya is not stable. What are those 5 things? Laya, vikshepa, pratipatti, kashaya, rasaswadanam. These are the 5. Laya, vikshepa, pratipatti, kashaya, rasaswadanam. These 5 things are there. Because of the presence of these 5 things, bhajana kriya is not stable in anartha nivritti. That means simple now. What is the logic? If you want to find the nishtha stage, what should happen? These 5 are not there means you achieved nishtha stage of the bhakti. Then that bhajana kriya will become nishtita bhajana kriya. So bhajana kriya is not stable because of the presence of these 5. So if these are not there, then bhajana kriya will be stable. So that's why finding the nishtha is very easy. Just you have to see these 5 are absent or not. If these 5 are absent, then bhajana kriya is nishtha, is reached to the nishtha stage. Okay, what are those 5 things? That we'll understand now. Anvardha nivrityanantaram tesham tadiyanam nivritti prayatvat naischalya sampadhyate iti layadhyabhaveva nishtalingam. So that means in anardha nivritti stage, those are all 5 are there. That's why we are not seeing the stability in the bhajana kriya. So absence of these 5 are just the indicator for the nishtha stage. Absence of these 5. So then one by one we'll see. What is the laya? First, what are those 5? Laya. Next, vikshepa, apratipattihi, kashaya, rasaswadaha. These 5. First, laya. Laya means kirtana shravana smaraneshu uttareshadikyena nidrodgamaha. Laya means what? What is laya? So getting the sleep in chanting, hearing, and remembering. If one is getting the sleep in chanting, in hearing, that means in the Bhagavad Shravana Katha, when we hear the Bhagavad Katha, so at that time, and remembering, that means when we sit and try to remember. In these 3, So activities of the bhajana kriya, if we get this sleep, then that is known as laya. Okay. So uttareshu adhikyana, that means in kirtan you will be getting the less sleep than the hearing, and you will be getting the, or otherwise you will be getting the, so more sleep, feeling more sleepy in hearing than the chanting, and you will be feeling even more sleepy in remembering than the hearing. Generally it happens, eh? So generally chanting, it is a bit less. Kirtan, not chanting, it's kirtan. Kirtan means it's not the japa. It's kirtan means just and now it's many are sitting and doing loudly. Doing loudly is known as kirtan actually. So and japa means just upamshu, just it's very little audible sound. If you make, then that is known as japa. So in kirtan you'll be feeling less sleepy, and hearing shravanam you should feel more, and after even more is in the remembrance. Then that is laya actually. Is it happening? Then we are not in nishtha stage. This is checkpoint 1. Checkpoint 2, vikshepaha. What is vikshepaha? Teshu vyavaharika varta samparkaha. Vikshepa means teshu vyavaharika varta samparkaha. That means so while doing the kirtan, so one is actually here it is more explained, and I will see this. So that means while doing the kirtan or hearing or otherwise remembering, in these 3 activities, if our consciousness is touching the material objects, that means thinking or speaking about the material objects, then what do we say? This is vikshepaha. Not able to do that activity continuously. So that means doing the hearing, you are hearing Bhagavad Katha and mind is going somewhere and touching the material objects. That means touching material objects means thinking about the other things. That means while doing the kirtan, so not able to hear. So our attention is going to somewhere. So somewhere means thinking about some many other things, worldly things. This is vikshepaha. So that means, why example, while chanting, if we that means chanting means hearing and the so chanting both are happening. So in these activities, so if we sometimes keep on thinking about some other things, then what will happen? We are not able to hear properly the Krishna's name. So not able to relish that means we are now cheated, or we are missing the rasa which is there in the holy name. So these are the simple the things. This is known as vikshepa. Next one is what? Next one is apratipatti. Apratipatti means, even of course sometimes this laya and vikshepa, that means sleep, falling asleep in kirtan, shravan and smaran, that is laya, or otherwise getting deviated from the kirtan, shravan and remembrance, smaran. So then that is known as deviation, that is known as vikshepa. Even if these 2 are not there, but still we are not able to do the kirtan, we are not able to do the shravan, and we are not able to do the manan. So then what we say, these 2 are not there, but still we are not able to feel, we are not able to feel to do the, of course there is no vikshepa, there is no laya, but still we are not able to do the shravan kirtan, then that is known as apratipatti. That means he is feeling discouraged morose, no interest. This is known as apratipatti. That's when we feel so lazy. Kya karenge? Chhod do. So rounds are missing yesterday's. ठीक है. So kal karunga. So morning somehow you are not able to do. Then you will think that ठीक है. So tomorrow I will do early. I will get up and I will cover both today and tomorrow. This is apratipatti. And kashaya, fourth one. So while doing this shravanam or otherwise kirtanam or otherwise smaranam, so getting the angry or getting the some kind of greedy or illusion, something. So or otherwise feeling so much pride. So while we are doing the japa and maybe something is happening there, immediately becoming angry and blasting the devotees. By some mistake happened, but there no need to get angry actually. He can control his anger and he can peacefully say, but hey Prabhu, why you are switch on the lights? I'm doing the japa. So like that, sometimes you'll be seeing, they'll be shouting like anything. And yeah, or otherwise feeling so much. So here it is given in this, because of the previous samskaras. So for simple things, one is getting the angry and or otherwise, so he might be feeling while doing these bhajana kriya activities, feeling to eat, or so feeling the proud about himself, thinking himself and I am great, I am the best person. So such as things. While doing the japa itself, he is, and so much, so he's feeling. This is because of this, yeah, bhajana kriya is not stable. Ultimately, these five are not making bhajana kriya unstable. Next one is rasaswada. What is the meaning of rasaswada? So in rasaswada, what will happen? A mind is trying to relish the material objects. That means mind is going to, so now watch movie song, let me go and watch, feeling so much appetite, having a lot of appetite for, so let me go and see that movie song. So he's doing this, but he's getting the rasa. That means he is feeling to enjoy some material things. So he's doing the japa and feeling, okay, I will just go and finish and I should eat something. So he want to relish. So, but he is also not able to continue and going and eating in between. That means relishing, that means there is a lot of relishment, feeling relishment for the material objects. While shravanam, kirtanam and smaranam. While shravanam, kirtanam is common to all. So while doing all this, so if any one of these five is there, then that bhajana kriya will not be stable, and that is known as anishtita bhajana kriya. And when these five are disappearing, so then that is known as, that is a symptom, that is the symptom of the nishtha stage. Okay, next, rasaswada vishaya sukodaya kale kirtanadishu manu anabhinivesha iti. So bhaktir bhavati naishtiki tada rajastamo bhavaha kamalobhadayaschaye चेतयेतैर अनाविद्धं स्थितं सत्त्वे प्रसीदति इत्यत्र चकारस्य समुच्चयार्धत्वाद् रजस्तमो भावाः एव लभ्यन्ते किंच एतैर अनाविद्धम् इत्युक्तेः भावपर्यन्तं तेषां स्थितिरपि अस्ति भक्ति अबाधकतैव. What he is saying now, if you see that Sutta Goswami's explanation after the Nishtha, what he is saying in the first canto, second chapter. So Nashtapraya Shabadreshu Nityam Bhagavad Sevaya Bhagavatyuttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naishtike. Next, tada rajastamo bhavaha kamalobhadaischa cheta etairanaviddam stitam sattve prasidati. This. So nishta tada, then when nishta one reach one, what will happen? So these will be disappearing, and what will be? Rajastama. Raja and Tamo, these bhavas are there. Rajastamo bhavaha kamalobhadayascha cheta etairanaviddam. So the products of the Rajas and Tamas are uncovered. That means they are not dominating the bhakti. So they are just that means going aside, and bhakti is clearly is invisible and stable. So cheta etair anaviddam. That means bhakti is not covered by these products of the Rajas and Tamas. When one is reaching the nishta, that means what is the products of the Rajas and Tamas like Kama Krodha may be there, but they are not going to disturb the bhajan. They are not going to disturb the bhajan. So that means they will be carried forward till the bhava, but they will not become the obstacle in the bhakti. So that is the stage of the nishta. It's not that the nishta stage is completely free from the products of the Rajas and Tamas. No, it will be keep on. That means in the bhava stage also we are seeing that. So the nama aparadot anartha is not completely clean. So aparadot anartha is completely cleaned in the prema stage only. So that's why from this we are understanding that in the bhava stage also you can see the products of the Rajas and Tamas can be there, but they will not be stopping the bhakti, the bhajana kriya. That means stability of the bhajana kriya. But if you see in anardha nivritti stage, at that time whatever are there, that means laya, vikshepa, and so and so. So apratipatti, kashaya, and rasaswada, these 5, those are going to stop the bhajan. So that is the difference actually. That is the difference between the So Mr. And just let me finish this one more paragraph, then I can take the questions. This one one more important point that is clear. So how to identify the nishta stage is very much clear, and of course, almost all we are lesser than the nishta. It's very visible actually. We don't have, so we are not free from the, at least of myself, not free from this. So we can easily understand. We are still in the anardha nivritti or lesser than that, bhajani kriya. Maybe that is something utsahamaya or ganatarla. So generally in these stages, and keep on trying to clean this. So anardha nivritti is going on. It also, anardha nivritti also is one of the important thing. There are many offenses we should stop doing. So then only anardha nivritti, at least major portion of the pranashta prayasha. That means in anardha nivritti, most of the anardhas are almost all finished. So from the table also we understood bhakti anardhas are completely finished in the anardha nivritti stage. And also what else is finished? And also another thing in the nishta, that means in the bhajana kriya itself, even sukruta, duskruta also almost all finished. And in another nivritti stage, so before reaching the nishta, that means in another nivritti stage, what is almost all completely finished. So before nishta, so sukrutota, duskrutota, and bhakti anardhas are finished. And also major portion of the aparadot anardhas are also finished. So this is the generally bhajana kriya stage. So that means aparadot anardha also almost not. So maximum portion is cleaned, and other 2 also definitely will be clean. So that's one of the biggest stage, because of the strong bhajan kriya only one can destroy his anarthas, and by that reaching the nishta, so complete. So one is free from the sukrutota, dushkrutota, and also aparadota anarthas, bhakti anarthas. And anyway, this aparadota anartha is keep on going. So what I want to say, it is one of the crucial stage. Anardha nivritti stage is the biggest stage. It takes a good amount of the time. Now we are studying about this nishta bit more. Nishta in bhajan kriya, nishta in the qualities which are favorable to the bhajan bhakti. So like the dinata, like the krutagnata, and dinata means humble, humility. So one should become humble. So and also krutagnata means becoming thankful for any benefit if we get from someone. So that is the krutagnata. And kruta gna means knowing. Kruta means done. Whatever is done for us. So remembering that and knowing that, and so repaying or expressing the thanks. This is known as krutagnata. So these kind of things, these are all favorable qualities for the bhakti. So having nishta in this, or otherwise having nishta in the directly on bhajan. Bhajan, having nishta can be two types. Having nishta in the bhajana kriya, worship, or otherwise having nishta in the favorable qualities to the bhajana kriya. Favorable qualities to the bhajana kriya. Like this, nishta is two types. Okay. Favorable qualities are forgiveness, humble, humility, and next thankful nature. These are all favorable qualities. So now some people they say tatra sakshat bhaktir anantara prakara api sthulataya trividha kayiki vachiki manasi cha. Sakshat bhakti is ananta prakara. That means direct devotional services is many types actually. Is having the sakshat bhakti ananta prakara. Many. Of course, sakshat bhakti we say that is majorly we are classifying into 9 types. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Swaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasam, Sakyam, Atmanivedanam. So it can be the unlimited actually here. Sakshat bhakti. How it can be unlimited? So like you see, everything also can be divided into many. So like example, Shravanam of the Nama Shravanam, Leela Shravanam, Guna Shravanam, Rupa Shravanam, and also Namas also many types. So like the mādhurya, so Krishna's, they are describing those names, the sweet pastimes of the Lord, or some names describing the Aishwarya of the Lord. So once again that, so like this Sakshat Bhakti is many types. It can be the infinite types. In this way, you can categorizing. So, but you can classify these into also, and also Sakshat Bhakti is also, you can say 64 limbs. Is everything is also Sakshat Bhakti. So that is, so we are also, that means smelling this and staying in the Mathura and this, that, like the offering and just going behind the Lord's deities. These are all. When the Lord comes for the Yatra Utsava Vigraha comes for the Yatra. So at that time, so going behind to his palaki, like this, these are all many types are there. Kirtan also, once again, it has many types. Smaranam also many types, like this. Everything can be divided into many ways. And that's why Rupa Goswami also says in the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, my brother explained this the 64, that means the different limbs of the Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Vaidhi Sadhana, it's not, that means Sakshat Bhakti, why we are saying? Because it's not mixed with any karma or the jnana. It's purely, it's free from the karma and jnana. So that's why it is Sakshat Bhakti. It's directly devotional. It is not mixed with any karma. So then how many items are there? That means Sakshat Bhakti is nothing but the devotional activities which are not mixed with the karma and jnana. So those items, how many are there? How many are there? Only that Navada Bhakti. Navada Bhakti is also having many 4 times, but that Navada Bhakti is also simple. 9 also is just a portion out of many. Out of 64, so that means we have 64 actually. So in 64, according to the Rupa Goswami's Bhakti Rasam Sindhu. But if you go to the Hari Bhakti Vilas of the Sanatana Goswami, there thousands are there. And Rupa Goswami, Sanatana Goswami also compiled all things? No. Like that's why he also majorly whatever he knows, he according to Mati, so he compiled. But if you keep on counting, Sakshat Bhakti is, his limbs are infinite. Infinite limbs are there. So now that's why getting Nishta in what it's difficult. So that's why we can classify this Sakshat Bhakti into 3 categories majorly. So which are done by the body, which are done by the speech, which are done by the mind. Yes or no? Krishna Anusilanam. When we read the Anusilanam, what we read? Anusilanam means what? In the Anyavilasa Sunyam Gnana Karma Dhyana. Anusilanam means what I said? Anusilanam means?
Bhava and Chesta.
Bhava and Chesta. It's 2 types Anusilanam. So Chesta or Bhava. Chesta is how many types?
3 types, Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Body, mind, and words.
Body, mind, and
Words.
huh?
Words, speech.
Speech. Body, mind, and speech. So these are the 3 ways. Chesta can be done by 3 ways. By these 3. By the body, by the speech, or by the mind. So Bhava, that is different. That is a Bhava Bhaktis. So that's why what we discussed, that means Sadhana Bhakti. Krishnanusilanam means doing the activities by the body, mind, or speech to the Krishna is known as Krishnanusilanam, that is Sadhana Bhakti. If we do the favorably, then that is known as Sadhana Bhakti. Sadhana Bhakti is Chesta Rupi. Yes? Ramcharan Prabhu feeling sleepy?
Vikshepa.
Laya Prabhuji.
Yeah. So Anusilanam, it is majorly Anusilanam means in the Sadhana Bhakti case, Anusilanam is 2 types. Chesta Rupi or the Bhava Rupi, and that Chesta Rupi is also once again into 3. So that's why all the different daily devotional activities can be categorized so into 3 ways. That means these devotional activities done by the body, devotional activities done by the speech, devotional activities done by the mind. So like this we can categorize. So tatra pratamam kayikyaha tatha vachikyaha tatha manasyaha bhakti. That means Nishta also is now, in this way Nishta can be 3 types. Getting the stability in the devotional activities which are done by the body. Then that Nishta is known as Kaikya Nishta. Getting the stability in the activities, devotional activities done by the speech, through the speech. Then Vachiki Nishta, that is. Then getting the stability in the devotional activities which are done by the mind. Then that is Manasi Nishta. Like this, Nishta is 3 types. Bhakteshu Taratamyena Sthitanamapi Sahaujo Balanam Madhye Kachana Bhaktehe Velakshana Tadusha Samskara Vashat Kasyachideva Bhagavad Unmukatvadikyam Syaditi Nayam Krama Iti Anye. So some people they say that, so what they say, one will get the first Nishta in the bodily performed sadhana bhakti or bhajana kriya. One will be getting the Nishta in the bodily performed bhajana kriya. So or it is sadhana bhakti only anyway, because the bhava we didn't reach. So this is known as sadhana bhakti. So that means one, that is someone's opinion. So that's why devotional activities are categorized into three, and getting those devotional activities. So Nishta is also in this way. So Nishta is also three types based upon the activities. So now what some people say they say that one will get first Nishta in the devotional activities which are performed by the body. Then after that, by the speech. Then after that, mind. So that means, so that's why some people's opinion this is. Even our temples also, first we should engage some in physical activities, let them engage in physical activities. Once they become stable, so then they can nicely, so like nicely they do the devotional activities done by the speech, that means japa. They say japa. So that's japa is a devotional activity done by what? By the speech. And once they become stable in this, then they will become stable in. So the devotional activity is done by the mind. That is the mananam or the smaranam. Smaranam. Smaranam is also a Vaidhi sadhana bhakti. So one may get the Sanishta in that. Finally, like that, some people's opinion, they accept this sequence. First body, next speech, and next mind. So in this way, Nishta is defined. But some people, they don't accept this flow, this sequence. It's not necessary. Because question, because of his samskaras. One may be very weak in the body, but he is very strong in his speech. So then he will be getting more stability. But if you give bodily activities, he may not become service related to the body. That means in that service, he may not become stable first. You may not expect, and he may not become, because he doesn't have that kind of samskaras. So then what? So then he will become stable in the japa. That is also possible. And some people, maybe their mind is so strong and controlled, that kind of samskaras is him. Then he will be good in the smaranam also. So, but because he is already purified in his, so less contamination is there, is purified, mind is there, then there may be chance to become stable there also. But bodily he is not so strong, and he may not become stable in the devotional service done by the body. He may not become stable in that. So that's why some others say that this krama is not necessary. Okay. This is till here. I will now take questions. Half an hour is over from our starting. Yes, Rukmini want to.
Hi, Krishna Puji. Puji, regarding if live vikshep and all these factors are missing, then if someone who is really tired, so will he still one thing we know that chanting is not directly related to the bodily weak tiredness and all, but it also affects also. So if someone is really tired, still he will be not affected by light or sleep, or we are talking about in sense when sufficient sleep has been taken, and then what's the scenario?
Yeah, good question, Babu. So bodily effect, actually, yes, will be there here still. So if this is in a good condition, we are saying, after good sleep, after the good proper rest, and if the proper other conditions are not major cause, that means he is not sleeping for a whole day, now whole night he is doing the extra hours service, and morning he is getting up because of his stability, because of his nishta. So then after that he was not able to do the japa. So then we cannot, that is special case actually. We cannot, that is not the situation to decide actually. No. That bodily condition he will cross over in after the ruchi actually. So when one is in the, anyway, that's bodily condition will affect even till we have in this bodily material body, even in the prema stage also. So all the different stages of the prema also will not manifest. Body is always having its own limiting factor. It limits the certain higher stages of the bhakti, higher manifestations. That means bhava, prema is also having the 7 stages. So that's the sneha, snigdhata, and so on. So all those, because of the limited this body, material body is affecting there also, and it will not allow, this body will not allow to manifest those things. So that's why influence of the body will be there on in all these stages also. So that's why we are not taking the, someone is fully tired and at that time we cannot, by that we cannot decide the nishta. No, with proper rest and with proper given things, so with proper food and energy, so he is not having any disease. So in that case only we are deciding. Maybe one may have the disease also, and he is full of fever, and his body is affected, and yes, effect of body will be there even in the higher stages also, influence of the body, that we are not taking. Yes, next.
Thank you, Bhajan.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Ramcharan bro.
That what I'm seeing these stages of, like Srila Rupa Goswami mentioned that like at what stage, like we have first Shraddha, then Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anartha Nivritti, and then Nishtha. So between first the first Shraddha and Nishtha, these 3 stages they are manifesting one after another. But these 3 things, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, and Anartha Nivritti, will go along with other stages, right? That's like because Sadhu Sangha has to be always there till the prema, right? Like and then Bhajan Kriya means like the process. I mean, like whatever the process that we are using, like chanting or Shravanam, that also has to go along with that. Even though it's starting at that time, but it will go along the whole these steps. And then
Yes.
Anartha Nivritti also happen at different stages. So
Yes.
so initial Shraddha, which is very soft, but at Nishtha it become firm. My understanding is that become firm. Then after that, like it will not go down. Is that understanding, Guru?
Yeah, that is of course definitely, bro. Shraddha ratir bhaktir anukramishati. So those, so gradually manifesting. So obvious, sadhu sangha is always needed, even in all the stages. That's why there, but we say said as a stage because after getting the Shraddha, one has to get the Diksha and then associate the devotees to do the bhajan. So in that sense, sadhu sangha, and that at initial sadhu sangha also we discussed how to associate the sadhus. So different precautions we should take, and uh, that is that is we discussed. But the, and also the bhajana kriya, that's anishtita bhajana kriya we discussed. As a bhajana kriya means, of course, bhajana kriya is always needed even the further stages also. But here bhajana kriya means in the other stages, that's anishtita bhajana kriya. That that's 6 types we discussed. But bhajana kriya in a normal sense, it will be there. Allah and Shraddha, they also is keep on increasing. Yes. So because before getting the darshan of the Lord, that means vidyate hriday grandhi chidyate sarva samshaya. Vidyate hriday grandhi chidyante sarva samshaya. Kshiyante chasya karmani drishteva atmaniswari. That means after getting the darshan also, we are getting the 2 kinds of the doubts are out. What is that? Not 2 kinds. 2 kinds of the feelings. That means asambhana and viparita bhavana. So asambhana means I may not get whether I can get the Lord's darshan, and I may not get the Lord's darshan. So like this kind of doubts also will be there. So that doubts will be cleared in the when Bhagavad Sakshatkara happens, Bhagavad Prapti happens. That means still that means full Shraddha we have, but some kind of the doubt still keep on carried till the final prapti. That is whether I am qualified and I may not qualified. I cannot get the so direct darshan of the Lord. Like that, such a doubts can be there actually. So that's why what I want to say. So Shraddha means what we understood, complete eradication of the Asambhana and Viparita Bhavana. But that is not going to happen actually. Those are all gradually happening, and even at the stage of Bhagavad Prapti also, some Asambhana and Viparita Bhavanas are clean, are finished. So that's why I'm giving it as a proof or the supporting point for saying that. So this Shraddha keep on increasing. It's like a gradual process. But that Shraddha, that means the amount of Shraddha needed to take the Guru Pad Ashraya. So that much you should understand their Shraddha means, the initial Shraddha. But we can have even some other doubts actually. So those will be cleaned. Example I said, Bhagavad Prapti only, so that two doubts are cleaned, are finished. Okay, Prabhu.
So Prabhu, like this, sadhu sangha, can also be part of bhajan kriya also, right? Or no? Is that because
No,
like after sadhu
Sadhu
sangha, bhajan
Sangha,
kriya comes?
no, Sadhu Sangha is just what kind of sadhus? So Guru, that means favorably, that means whom he shows. Then just one line definition only we saw, but not much we discussed there. If in Bhakti Sandarbha it is there very big, but there we have seen just a one line definition. So Guru, whom
नहीं
he
मैं क्लास
suggests
में
to
बोलो
associate, whom to associate.
नहीं
So that sadhu only we just associate actually.
नहीं
According to the instructions or directions given by the Guru. So those
कोई आया हो
who
तो
are
मेरे को गार्ड का
Sajati
फोन
Bhava,
आ जाता
and those sadhus only we worship, we associate. That much only is said. So only one line definition we saw. I think you, if you remember, Sadhu Sangha is a very simple
Yes, Prabhu.
thing actually. But it is
Prabhu,
not a bhajana kriya. But Sadhu Sangha is, so whom we are, what kind of sadhus we should associate. So that is known as Sadhu Sangha. So who are instructed, who are recommended by our Guru. So whom our Guru is asking to go and associate. Them only we associate.
Sure, Prabhu. So like one last question. This Bhagavad Prapti, when we say Bhagavad Prapti, so like sometimes we say like chanting the holy name. Krishna is present in his holy name. So we say like there is where we are basically experiencing Krishna by chanting holy name. Second is like we basically go in a temple and we see the deities. And third is like we say like the realizing Lord in the heart. And then fourth, we can say that when we are really going to see Lord face to face. So when we say Bhagavad Prapti, these are all basically like we are connection with the Lord. So what is the difference between all these four? And do we like sometimes we say, okay, chanting Hare Krishna is sufficient, keep chanting. So should we aspire to see Lord face to face, like as Dhruv Maharaj, he was seeing Lord inside the heart, but when he see face to face, what is the difference when we see? When I'm saying like, what is the difference between chanting Hare Krishna and experiencing Krishna, and what is the difference between when we see Krishna face to face? What are those things happening?
Yes, bro. So while we chant, so Krishna is also entering into the heart through our ears. So when we hear the Lord's name, so name is entering into the ears and it is entering into the heart in the form of the bhava rupa. So that means in the form of consciousness is a bhava. That means is a bhava is a function of the chitta actually. In bhava rupa, so he is entering. But when we say drishta eva atmanisware, that you see that Sutta Goswami's so Shrunvatam Sakatam Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hrudyantasva Bhadrani Vidunoti Surasatam. That means he's being in the heart. So Krishna is being in the heart, he's cleaning means. So at that time, what directly Krishna is appearing? In one more place we are seeing that means after the few slokas. So Vidyate Hradaya Gandhi Siddhyante Sarva Samshaya Kshiyante Chasya Karmani Drishta Eva Atmani. There he is saying Drishta Atmani Ishware. That means seeing the Krishna in the heart. So what is this? So this is different and that is different. So when we chant the holy name, Krishna is when we have the contamination, at that time directly Krishna is not coming. He's not appearing. Bhava Rupi, that means Krishna is, so he in the form of the Bhava, so he's entering there and cleaning. And when you clean that, and after that Nishtha Bhakti came, and after that, so Ruchi Asakti, we crossed Bhava, and so finally we reach the Prema. So then finally everything is clean, and the Lord is pleased to give his darshan. Then he is appearing in the heart, and so he is giving the darshan. So that is a direct darshan. That means Mukta Sangasya, in this what he is saying, Bhagavad Tattva Vijnana Mukta Sangasya Jayate means direct seeing heart to eye. That means in the heart, in the Antakarana also is appearing. So he's appearing in the Antakarana. He's not up. So that at the time appearance, so by that you can directly feel so him, or otherwise he can appear in front of the external senses, or he can appear in front of the internal senses. Appearing in front of internal senses means appearing in the heart. Appearing in front of the external senses means appearing in the so just in front, like in the Dhruva Maharaj's case. So that is direct perception. We are seeing directly the Lord. That is, so that is happening in the final. So that is after crossing all the stages we are getting. So this is a difference. That means in the when we hear, you are asking just now, when we hear Krishna is heard, Krishna's name is heard, and that is nothing but Krishna. So that is just in the form of Bhava. And after purification, we are seeing there's a direct perception, like how you see this now, the screen, how you can see this mobile, directly we are seeing Pratyaksha Pramanam. This is. So then that is that kind of Pratyaksha we can see, we can smell also him at that time, like in the case of Narada Muni. So he got the smell of before cleaning all his kashayas, he got the smell of the Lord's body, and he also got the darshan, and he also got the hearing, that means sound, that means ankle bells sound. But he was not able to get the direct perception of Lord's touch and Lord's the Adharamrutam. He didn't get that. Swada, that means taste. That means his sense, that means tongue sense is not received the object, that means from the Lord. So that's his Adharamrutam. So he didn't get that. So so that means what I want to say, direct perception happens when heart is purified. Okay, when we see the deity, so then deity is deities are they are also not different from the Lord. So in that, because we are installing the Lord, we are avahan, we are calling the Lord by using mantras, and we are inviting him and asking him to stay in that, and then there is nothing but the Lord. After installing, then he's not different from the Lord. So anything, if you draw and if you invite him, so if you invite him, is just this is Lord. If you do the sankalpa, if this is Lord, then that is Lord. There is no difference. So since Lord is there, so then we should not see that deity so non-different from the Lord. But still, because since we have the our contamination in our heart is not clean, so that's why because of that contamination, we are not able to see that Lord, that deity is the invited Lord. So who is there in that deity? So we are not able to see him actually. But when we many times we'll be seeing actually many devotees case when their heart is clean and they see the Lord just standing there in the deity also. Yes. So since on the strength of the Vedic Shastras, so we are accepting deity is not different from the Lord. Through the conception we are understanding, but not we are directly seeing the Lord there. So and also Shastra is saying you should not discriminate so this deity from the Lord. So that's why we are on the strength of the Vedic injunctions we are accepting. But a direct perception will happen. So that is when heart is completely purified. So these are the different.
So see, Sakshat Darshan means like seeing Krishna through the external senses. Is that Sakshat Darshan, or maybe internal senses only?
Yeah, both. Both.
Both.
Antar ya bahya indriya.
And
Is known as
when,
perception. That
so
means in
when,
the heart seeing means, so heart is also what? Is also sense actually. Otherwise, heart is nothing but mind. Mind is also sense. So he can become object for the mind. So it's not speculation actually. He's directly that experiencing actually mind. Mind is also having the nature of feeling. So he is becoming the object for that mind directly. Now, what we just think, and sometimes we may imagine the leelas or the form. So that is just what? That is just something you may feel like you are might be feeling that I'm eating banana now, like that. You may feel actually. So there's some vrittis based upon previous samskaras. Vritti is created, and that vritti. So we are just that vritti is becoming the object for the mind. So Lord is not like that. So when he's giving the direct darshan, at that time, vritti is not becoming the object for the mind, but like direct Lord himself is becoming the object for the mind. That is the difference.
so we can say that Prabhu, like this, the realization of or the sakshat darshan of the Lord in the heart is different from the Paramatma realization, because if we say, some people say that is Paramatma, when Krishna revealed in the heart is the Paramatma. No, that's different, right? Paramatma is
No,
different, and the Bhagwan
Krishna is
realization.
different, definitely, but the type is same. That means realization means direct perception. Realization means direct perception, seeing directly. So that means in the heart, so yogi is directly seeing through the mind. That means is clearly visible to him.
But they are seeing Paramatma only.
So Paramatma is different from the Lord anyway. That is, Krishna and Paramatma are not same. That is already known thing. But just Paramatma relation means seeing Paramatma. Krishna relation means seeing Krishna inside the heart.
So thank you.
Yeah. Okay, shall I continue next?
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah. Yeah, sorry. कहाँ चले गया? अच्छा, मतलब So that means from here we are understanding that. So some devotee, some experts, they say that. So Nishtha in the bodily services, and next after that service through speech in that, then after that finally service Nishtha in services which are done through the mind. So in this way gradually, that means they will be developing Nishtha one after one. Like that, some they accept and some they say that according to the samskaras, one may get randomly also. No need to follow the sequence. That kind of opinion also is there. Okay. Next, we already discussed Nishtha is two types. Nishtha in directly in the sadhana, in the bhajana, or Nishtha in the qualities which are favorable to the bhajan. So in this way, Nishtha is two types. But here, yeah. So now we are we discussed first Nishtha in the bhajan. So that is over. Now what we are going to do is discuss Nishtha in the qualities which are favorable to the bhajan. What are those qualities? Example is Amanitvam, Amanitva, Manadat, Amanit, amanitvam, amanitva, manadatva, maitri, daya. Amanitva, manadatva. Amanitva means so not get feeling the any insult. If someone is giving insult, but still is not able to, not feeling that. If someone disrespect us, so not feeling that. Amanitva. Manadatva means so giving the respect. And maitri means becoming friendly to everyone. Daya. Daya means having the so compassion. So next, dainyatvam, daya, dainyatvam means becoming humble. So kratagnata, that means showing the thankfulness, saying the thanks are this. So thankful nature. So like this, many qualities are there which are really helpful actually. They are not devotion actually, but they are manifesting. That means yasyasti bhaktir bhagvatya kinchana. So by doing the bhakti, some good qualities so are manifesting, which are really favorable to. Dainyata is favorable for the bhakti actually. So becoming, thinking oneself as meek is a very favorable quality for the doing devotion. So such a qualities so are there, and getting nishta, stability in these is we are going to, this point we are going to discuss now. So what? Can we say that if in some devotees we might be seeing, so they are very much particular and they are having the very steady nature in these qualities. That means they are exhibiting these qualities very steadily. All the time feeling meek, and all the time he is giving the respect to everyone and not at all disrespecting anyone, having compassion, and these qualities he is having. And yes, what? So that means he is exhibiting this constantly, but these qualities are favorable to the bhakti. He is devotee, definitely he is doing bhajan, but these qualities are really favorable. So if one is exhibiting these qualities, can we say he reached to the nishta? No, we cannot say. Because someone's nature is like this. That means previous samskaras are like that. Because of his nature also, these qualities may be very natural from by birth from in him. That means he is respectful to the everyone and not disrespecting anyone, and so showing the compassion, so and so, supporting qualities. He might be acquired these by his nature, actually, by birth. These are all his nature. So then, by seeing these qualities, you cannot say that. So one reached to the nishta stage. Even sometimes, one reached to the nishta stage, but still you may not be seeing these qualities. He reached the nishta, but he may missing some qualities like this. So these supporting qualities he may not be there. That means so he may not so much compassionate, and he may not dinata, he may not be there. That means humble, humility he may not be having. So then what will happen? But still you cannot say that nishta is not reached. Then nishta, how to decide? Nishta cannot be decided by the seeing these supporting qualities, but nishta can be decided just by checking the stability. If he is having the stability in the bhajan, then we can say nishta, and if he is having any laxity in the bhajan, then it is not nishta. So he didn't reach the nishta stage. So that is only the indicator. This is the summary of all these lines. So you can see also. Tesham nishtacha kutrachana shama prakrito. That means in some places, some people's shama prakriti. That means this forgiving nature, controlled nature. Mind is already controlled. Such a controlling nature. You can see. So that's why by seeing these qualities, you cannot decide. Hey, he is not having the so much compassion. Also, how can you say he's having Nishta stage? No, and another nivritti didn't happen fully. Of course, we already said, even in the Nishta stage also, so Rajas and Tamas, the products of the Rajas and Tamas are there, but they are not going to stop the bhakti. So that's why these the products of the Rajas and Tamas can be visible, but they are not becoming the obstacle to the bhakti. So that's why by seeing those qualities, you should not say that he didn't reach to the bhajana kriya. Sorry, Nishta stage. And but by sometimes you'll be seeing by nature they are very nice. They are in the goodness. And just by that, you should not decide that he reached the Nishta. Okay. Only the checkpoint is, so yeah, already we discussed Nishta means those that 5 laya, vikshepa, apratipatti, and kashaya, rasaswada. These should not be there. And so there is no laxity in the bhajan. Then we can say he reached Nishta. That way, Srivana Kirtanadishu Yatnasya, so Shaitilya Prabhalya Eva, Nishtaje Sambhavanti Nishta Nishtita iti Bhakti Pradarshita. That means if Shaitilya, the laxity is there, what is laxity? Laxity means the activities which are obstacle to the bhakti. That means, example, morning getting up. So not able to getting up, not getting up for the Mangalarati. So feeling so much cold. That means because of the control by the senses, because he's affected by the but are addicted or otherwise influenced by the sensory pleasure. That means, oh, Prabhu, it's cold, Prabhu, I cannot. That means he is not able to leave the steadiness in material enjoyment. Which material enjoyment? Which is clearly causing the obstacle, which is becoming the obstacle for the bhakti. So in such a material enjoyment, he is not able to leave such a material enjoyment. Then that is known as laxity in the bhakti. You're understanding? Example, so getting up early morning. So taking cold water bath or whatever, water bath and going and attending Mangalarati. So for this, so some kind of the austerity is there. So bodily austerity or sense level austerity is there. So one should bear the coldness. So this is, if he doesn't bear, then this will become obstacle for the bhajan. That means attending Mangalarati. So that means those things which are those material addictions, so material enjoyment, which is going to obstacle for bhakti, in those enjoyments, he is not leaving the steadiness. That means he's steady in that enjoyment, not leaving that steadiness. So then we can say he is having the laxity. That means he's again and again, many days he's keep on continuing. Maybe 1 or 2 days he's tired and it's okay. But he's having the regularly that same thing. That means he's addicted to that material enjoyment, which is really, he's knowing that this is cause for, it is obstacle for my sadhana, but still not able to leave the steady attachment for that. Then that is known as laxity in the bhakti. So if that kind of laxity we are seeing, then we should say that he didn't reach to the Nishta. But he is very strong in doing the bhajan. Yes, getting up and doing 16 rounds and attending all the haratis, all haratis and all the programs like this. Whatever the Vaidhi sadhana, what is prescribed by his guru, so he is following all that bhajana kriya so perfectly. And we can say he reached to the Nishta. Otherwise, he is in Anishtita Bhakti. Yes, Anishtita Bhakti. That is, he is in the still, maybe in that 6 out of 6 Anyone? And also we'll be seeing the Laya Vikshepa and so and so. Okay, now this will finish Nishtha stage. We'll go to the Ruchi. What is Ruchi? Just after these 4 lines, I will take once again questions. So what is Ruchi? Shall I go? Actually, it's the time is 9:30, but still, if all you give permission, so I can. Yes. Another maybe 15-20 minutes. Yes. Gopijan Prabhu, what? With your permission, I want to continue.
Prabhuji,
Also-
I'm fairly okay because here it's still not even 7. You people have to see it.
Yeah. Okay, bro, I have no problem. I will be another 40 minutes. I can. Yeah. Purushottam Prabhu, yes. Saved also.
Yes,
With
please
all
go
of your permission, so I'm proceeding.
on. Please
So
go
on Nishtha, anyone have any question? Actually, anyway, before going to the new topic, let me ask. So any questions?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Yes, Prabhu.
So, Prabhu, from Nishtha,
Ah.
the devotee is so steady, but deviating from Nishtha stage, they're again coming back to Anartha Nivritti. What are all the, what you call, stumbling block, cross over the Nishtha?
Yeah. Some reach to Nishtha and also coming back once again back, you are saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is also possible, Prabhu.
Hmm.
So Bhakti Nishtha Chavaka Vastantra Abhinivesha, this we say. That means he may be practicing maybe 15 years, 20 years. So initially he was good sadhaka, and within 5-6 years he caught up the process very strictly, and he was maintaining the very stable Nishtha, very stable sadhana. Then after crossing to the 10-15 years, so once again we are seeing the instability in his devotion. So this kind of cases also possible actually. So if we analyze this, because of the that means still he is in the Nishtha only, he didn't clean his aparadot anartha is not clean, offenses are not clean, and those offenses will breed up actually, will be giving the results. So effects are coming from that. That means like the sometimes karma is also fruitified and it is start giving the results. Similarly, last committed the offenses which are not still not clean, those might be giving the result, and there is a all option some attraction actually on the some material objects, and he will be, that is going to disturb his Nishtha, and that means steadiness. And that steadiness is over, and he started to become the unstable in his bhajana kriya. That's possible. That's only the reason is so getting the effects or results of the previously committed offenses.
So even though it's not a Vaishnava aparad, if it is for puja, lava, pratishtha, even that make a person into unsteady.
That is that. But Prabhu, that Bhakti Anartha, so
Okay.
that will be before only. That will not be the cause actually. We cannot say that that is the cause person to become, because in the Nishtha stage we are seeing that Bhakti Anartha is out actually. That will not be there. That means Lava, Puja, Pratishtha, those will not be affecting him. Because he crossed he cleaned already those. In the Nishtha, you said means already those are clean. If you see the table, yeah. But in the
But
Nishtha,
that table we can get it in English, Prabhu, because I am not able to read Hindi.
That book, English also I sent, no, Prabhu? Oh, acha. 1 second, Prabhu, I am sending in English. 1 second. Just now I will be sending. Uh, 1 second, Prabhu. What is his name? File. Same book English also I recently found, and also previously I was English Anandas Babaji I shared, and that is same Narayan Maharaj English edition also I found recently, so I am sending that. Last week I found. What is the name?
Prabhuji, this Nishta part in the English one which you sent, it is between 300 to 320 page number.
I sent in the group the total same book in English actually. What I am following the English Hindi book actually, Devanagari Lipi. So I sent.
Thanks so much, Prabhuji.
Yeah. So any other questions? Okay, then I will continue my class. So next Ruchi. What is Ruchi? Ruchi ata abhyasa Krishna Vartma Deepitam Bhakti Kanchana Mudram Swatejasa Vahantim Dadhane Bhakta Hrudi Tasyam Ruchir Utpadyate. That means one is doing this steadily Nishta. That means Nishta means steadily bhajana. A very steady bhajana he is doing. So here with that steady bhajan, what will be happening? There is a ruchi actually, taste. One will be getting the taste in his heart. Abhyasa kruta vartma deepita. That means abhyasa rupa. It means this steady devotion is like a fire actually. So in that bhakti kanchana mudram swatejasa vahanti. This bhakti is like a gold coin actually, and it is burned in the fire of the practicing steady nishta bhakti. This bhakti is done steadily. That means here what? Krishna Vartma Deepita. That means practice. Practice is nothing but a fire. So in that fire, this bhakti, which is in the form of the gold coin, so that is burned in that fire. Then what will happen? If you gold coin, if you burn it, then it will be becoming effulgent actually. And that gold coin was where? On his heart. Then by that effulgence of that gold coin, that bhakti, so then what will be happening? A ruchi is produced by that effulgence of, that means a steadily done bhakti is producing the ruchi. It's a poetic way he said, but that is the point actually. Steadily practiced bhajan kriya producing the ruchi actually. So Shravana Kirtanadinam Anyatah Vailakshena Rochakatvam Ruchihi. What is happening here? He is getting that Shravana Kirtana and Smarana in all these. So Ruchi and Anyataha Vailakshanyana. That means he is getting the very special taste actually. So previously he might be having a little taste, but it is very different than the. It cannot be compared with anything what he was in the material life he experienced. Like he heard that means he tasted some kind of food items and some kind of the music, rock music, this music, that music. So at that time he might be having some taste. So whatever the taste now he got for the Shravanam Kirtanam, that taste cannot be compared with any other taste. So such a taste he is getting. So then that is known as ruchi. Ruchi means the very special taste he should get, which cannot be compared with the other tastes which we already experienced. Oh, no, that means it is defeatable actually. Like if you say, so Krishna's holy name, I enjoy like pop music. That means pop music also you are having the same taste, and here also you are having the same taste. So no, then that is not called as a ruchi. But now you got in the Shravanam Kirtan such a ruchi which cannot be compared with anyone previously, whatever so ruchi you tasted in other activities. So okay, so that is ruchi actually. Yasyam utpadyamanayam purvadashayam api taihi muhur api anushilitaihi nashamopalapti gandha api. Means when we do the Shravanam Kirtan, when the ruchi is achieved, so while doing again and again, that means again and again, that means Shravanam again and again, or Kirtan again and again, one never feel any kind of pain in his bodily or mentally or anyway, no pain. So he relish actually. But if you see the Nishtha and Anartha Nivritti and Bhajana Kriya, all these previous stages, so one is putting a lot of endeavor and feeling pain also. Now in the Ruchi stage, there is no pain actually. Sramopalabdhi gandha api. Na. That means even a trace of any kind of feeling the pain. Trace of the feeling of pain will not be there. He will be relishing. Ya hi teshu Vasanatvam achirat eva utpadyate. That means Vasanatvam means he'll become addicted, then he'll become addicted. Keep on hearing, and so that will become like a Vasanam. That means even little time he comes, he get his little gap between any two activities, immediately he will be switching to that. So switching to chanting or hearing or remembering. So that is. So it's like a Vasanam. It's becoming the addiction actually. That is known as a ruchi stage. So about this also many points are discussed about this. Quite good point. Many. So next, yatha nityam shastram adhinasya bhatoho kale shastrartha praveshe sati shastrasya rochakatvam utpadyamanam eva tam tatra shramam nopanayati asanjayati cha. Example is given, just he is here. Vishwanath Thakur is saying, like a small boy when he started studying the scriptures, Brahmana boy, that's what means boy, Brahmana boy. So when he started studying the scriptures, Vedas or whatever, initially you will be feeling so much difficulty, and also he is also not at all feeling so much bit interest. But once he enters, that means he continually is studying. So understanding, then what will happen? So he will enter into that subject. Once entering into that subject, so then what will happen? Praveshe sati. So once entering into that, then that studying of the scriptures will become like an enjoyment for him. And he will never feel any pain in that. Hours and hours he will be sitting and so studying the scriptures. Same way, so vastuta, that means the same way in the bhajan also. Initially, one will be feeling so much pain and also feeling difficulty. So in performing those devotional activities. But when the ruchi stage is achieved, so by continually performing nishtha, anadhas are purified, and nishtha means continuously abhyasa, practice is done, then what will happen? So ruchi is arisen. So example, vastuta siddhante tu paittika vaigunyena dushitayam rasanayam sitayah arochakatvepi sitayaiva tad vaigunya nirasakam aushadam iti vivekanah tasyah eva tatha muhur upasevane kalena swadiyam abhati iti tasyah eva rochakatvam. So example, if someone is in the jaundice patient, Yes, on his tongue, if you keep that sugar candy, then what will happen? He'll be feeling so much bitter. But he knows, for my disease, because of disease, I am feeling this sugar candy is bitter, but actually the sugar candy is taste, it is sweet. So, but still it's my problem and my disease problem. So that's why with that determination, steadily, if we keep on eating that sugar candy, then what will happen? Then his disease is cured by that sugar candy, and he will also feeling the taste the same way. So in the nishta, that means before ruchi, in nishta and also in other stages, like in the lower stages, one will be feeling the bitterness in doing the sadhana. So, but when he does, but even if he is understanding from this, all these teachings of the acharyas, so it of course is better, but I should practice with determination, utsahat nischayat. With the determination, if one practice, then what will happen? So that will be giving the taste actually. So that's why this is very, very fact. Only thing, because of the anarthas, we are not able to get that taste actually. So once the major portion of the anarthas are clean, so then what will happen? The Sukruta, Dushkruta, and Bhakti Tanarthas. So one is able to get the real taste. So Tathaiva Avidya Vidhushitasya Jivanta Karanasya Shravanadi. That's why. So the heart, Jivatmas, Jiva, everyone's heart, all these practitioners' heart is impure, and that is Avidya Vidhushita, that is affected by the impure. So different kinds of the modes, and that's why one is not able to relish. So by the Shravanadi Bhaktya and Taddosha Prashame. So by doing the Shravanadi Bhakti, Shravanam Kirtanam, and then what will happen? So that dosha, that defect, the impurities are removed, and one will be getting the ruchi. Tasyam ruchir udbhavati iti.
Prabhuji, this antahkarana,
Yes, Prabhuji.
if you translate in English, what is the word to understand
Yes,
properly? Sorry, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Antakarana is English heart.
Heart. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. So this is the general meaning of ruchi. So now this ruchi is also two types. Ruchi is also two types. How that vastu vaishishtya pekshini tad anapekshini cha. That means ruchi is two types. In one case, that means vastu vaishishtya pekshini.